Coitus, it means intercourse.
If you think relationships are scary, you are absolutely right. One relationship can change your entire life, for better or for worse. And in this video, I will explain how to find the right one and how to have control over it without you being in constant anxiety. To win a battle, you must first understand the enemy. So let's talk about what a relationship really is. If having someone who feels your needs, who obeys every word you say, and has to be exactly how you want them to be, is a relationship to you, sadly to inform you, it isn't. That is a job. Nothing wrong with that, not judging, but that isn't a relationship. And that's why most relationships fail, because our notions of what relationships are very twisted. That's why we get the divorce rate we get. Most of us aren't there because we love that person. Most of us are there because we can use them, and that's a very psychopath behavior. And most people will run away from this. The ones who don't are too busy with their own problems to notice it. And you don't want these people in your life, believe me. But if the goal is this, money,
Coitus,
and appearances go out the window. Because appearances fade, money can be made with time, and
coitus,
with the same person eventually gets boring, leaving the only thing most people don't work on: who you are to them. And this is most important for women to know, because there's a big lie we tell women. That is, they have value for what they are, which is a complete lie. Your value is in your actions. If you're gonna stand there and complain, anyone with self-love or self-respect won't accept that, because no one wants a burden. And that's the truth. Someone who really loves you will judge you based on your actions, your choices, not caring about how you look or how much money you have. They will call you out on these things, not because they are criticizing you, but to put you in a better place for yourself and everyone. That's what a relationship really is. An opportunity for you to be more than yourself, to test your devotion and make a better person out of you. It's not about having your needs met. That is your responsibility. And true love is both people doing this for each other and becoming better and better for each other and everyone else. It's more about the struggle and the devotion than the nice status and kisses, really. Like, how do you know if you have the right person beside you or not? You go through the challenges together, and after that, you know if you have the right person or not. But, of course, for that, you have to be willing to face the challenge yourself. And if you don't want that, that's fine. But you also have to accept that you will never have control over your relationships. You will always be at mercy of the other person, feeling unsafe and insecure, and not really knowing if the other person really loves you or not, because you refuse to do the work or face the troubles in order to know the answer. Stuff like boundaries, arguments, commitments, and unsolved feelings. If you don't want this, don't get into relationships. You will live a far better life by yourself than being in more failed relationships and more wasted time. You don't really need any of this. If you know what's good for you, you will know the difference between needing something and wanting something. Those are different things who come from different places. If you do want a relationship that will last you a lifetime, this is what it takes to make it work. Marriage and long-term relationships aren't about compatibility, being vulnerable, or how much you feel, but about power and learning to keep it balanced in order to have a respectful relationship. And the more solid you can enter it, the better chances you have of achieving this. And if the goal is to be with someone for life, it becomes very important to ask the right, what do you want for yourself in 50 years? Where do you want to be? Who's the person beside you? How you are to them? And what position you want to be with them? And what are you willing to do in order to get that? And these questions will give you an idea of who you should aspire to become and how the person you should be with looks like. I advise you to write it and look at it from a bigger perspective. It helps a lot, really. Again, throwing out appearances, money, and coitus, because those things will eventually lose their value. And if you base a relationship on this, once they lose their value, the reason to be together loses its meaning too, leading to another breakup and another huge waste of time. And this also becomes a gateway for toxic people to enter your life. Because these things are what most people want, they learn to provide it, but only in exchange to use you and drop you the first second you inconvenience them. And I don't believe anyone needs these people in their lives. But, of course, you can only look past this once you don't need it yourself. That's why my previous video was about self-love. But the other reason for this, you shouldn't enter a relationship while feeling like you are missing something for 3 main reasons. 1, if you don't solve your problems, that will infect your relationship, making you self-sabotage all your relationships no matter how good the other person is. Your problems should be solved by you and not anyone else. And 2, if you don't have your needs solved, you can't actually see the person next to you. You can only see them through your own problems and enable to care for them, and not having the ability to work with them through stuff, leading into another failed relationship. And 3, if you enter a relationship while you feel like you are lacking something, the balance of power in the relationship will break, leading into an abusive and disrespectful relationship. That is something that everyone doesn't tell you about the big, mean, and abusive partner. More times than not, the other part has problems too. So finding the right person is more about you than others. But that's really how you can have a relationship with both parts are respectful, faithful, and committed. You both sit in your own capabilities while maintaining the same level of contribution and threats. You both work to be meaningful enough for each other in order to keep each other in control. Romance is not a cute game, it's a very nasty and fun one. But also, knowing the game and getting better and better at it also makes you more desirable. And the more people you have to choose from, the more probability you have of finding the right person. I think it's much better than showing your heart to someone and being defenseless with no way out. I think that's just bad strategy. I'm tired of seeing the broken hearts, the tears, and the doubt of self-worth after breakups. That's why I'm making this guide, so you never have to feel like this anymore. And avoid closing a dream you wish for you, especially for women. After 4 relationships, your rate of divorce goes up by 80% because you pay much more for relationships than men. You get branded by each person that connects with you. And to get one that will last you a lifetime, you should learn the ins and outs of the game before using the 4 tries you have. The alternative to this is being a 40-year-old who's so lonely but can't keep a relationship. because she can see the person next to her, just her exes. So she will sabotage every relationship she will have while reliving every pain she suffered. It's my wish to stop seeing those people, and this guide is my try at doing that. And it's not just her fault, of course, because everyone always told her she was perfect and she deserved the best. And when reality hits, everyone told her it's a man's fault and she was still perfect, lying with every teeth they have. While the poor girl never felt she had control in her relationships and never knew why she got so heartbroken. That's why I always tell the truth, because it's these lies that lead into these types of situations. I think it's kind to tell the truth, even if most people hate it. So if you want to avoid this, really think about what you want for yourself. And we will go through every single item you have on your list. Let's find the one who will be with you through all this crap we call life.